Greg Aggiano here for Ghosts on the Coast. We got Patrick Osborne filming. We are driving through Sandy Hook, New Jersey, just getting ready to head into the Fort Hancock area, which is a historic military base. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be running a spirit box scan in the car. And if you take a look at season 2, I think it was the first episode of season 2 actually, Pat and I drove around a historic area of Atlantic Highlands with it plugged in. You can kind of hear it running in the background. Basically what we did is we just plugged the spirit box into an auxiliary cord, plugged that into the car, and we wanted to see if there were, if we would get any responses driving around the area. We called it Ghostmobile, thinking, what are we really going to get? Would it even work? And we ended up getting quite a few responses on that drive. So, Sandy Hook, New Jersey, a lot of history out here. It goes back to the Lenape Indians, the first settlers of our area. They used this land for fishing and for living, especially up where we just came from, up in Highlands and Atlantic Highlands by Mount Mitchell. There was a lot of, a very high Indian population here. When the settlers came, they settled this area. There's some Revolutionary War history down there. There's so much going on here. It's actually more than I can say in this video, and I'm actually a little rusty because I haven't taught down here in a while. Fort Hancock, which we're going to see in a little bit, it was used during World War II, up till World War II, dating back well before that. There were Nike missile silos out here, bunkers, the buildings you're going to see, officers' quarters, a mortar battery, gunnison placements all over the place. Soldiers, there probably would have been hundreds of soldiers stationed here before and after the war. So we've heard stories over the years about some hauntings. There's some videos, I think season 3 actually, or even season 2 again, mentioning some of the stories here. A lot of legends though, can't really confirm it. But we're going to drive around and see what we can get. We don't really have a set plan, just going to ride around while strictly following the speed limit, because if you were ever out here, this is National Park Service territory. They do not care about excuses if you are going over the speed limit, and they will give you a ticket. I work out here. It does not matter who you are. They will give you a ticket if you are speeding. So please always beware of the speed limit. Going to be coming up on a little bit. As you can see, there is snow and ice everywhere. We were hit by a snowstorm yesterday, and it's actually really beautiful. And I've never been down here in the winter, despite having worked down on Sandy Hook for about 3 years now. So we are now turning into historic Fort Hancock. There has been, like I said, there's Civil War history down here after the attack on Fort Sumter. The first boats that got ready were actually out of Sandy Hook, New Jersey. I have a copy of a telegram that was sent dating back to the early days of the Civil War. There was a small Revolutionary War battle by the lighthouse. The lighthouse is actually from the early 1700s as well. So who knows what we might get when we scan. There's so much going on between the soldiers and the Indians and the settlers and everything else. So sorry for being a little bit all over the place, but like I said, I'm a little rusty on the history right now. So there it is. There's our sign. We're entering the fort. And let's turn on the spirit box and see what we can get. Home? There was a female response there.
Someone said we're home. There's actually a building around here, the roof collapsed it. I think it's that one right there.
Yeah, behind this here.
Yeah.
Tell me where we are. What's your name? Something's trying to come through.
Yeah.
Coming up on the mortar battery here. When I do my work for Brookdale, we do a lot of tours down there. We've got the lighthouse right here. We're going to see if we can get in there What happened here at the mortar battery? Can you tell us what year it is? Christian.
Say hold up.
What's that?
I thought it said hold up.
Try to turn around. Is your name Christian? There was a response there too. Can we speak to anybody who lived here when this was a lighthouse?
Was that like a screen though?
Yeah. What year was this lighthouse built? The lighthouse is from the 1700s. That's the house was added, what is it, 1883 it says?
Yep.
What's your name? There was a response there. Really see that wind coming in here.
Yeah.
Are there any soldiers here?
This guy's in a short sleeve shirt. Nuts.
That is crazy. Can we speak to any soldiers?
Some of these houses actually have people living out.
Yeah, you can rent them out now. Female.
A lot more by the houses.
Right. Is there anybody here that can talk to us? It sounded like don't take something. Are there any soldiers here? It's me. Try to get to the morgue before we finish filming. Do you have any last messages for us? Anybody here down in Fort Hancock want to speak to us? It's actually the ward. It's now a bathroom. This was the old morgue. Can you tell us what this was used for? What's the name of this building? What was done here in this house? Well, anyway, that's going to do it for our scan here of Fort Hancock. I mean, there was a couple little things there, not much, not like when we drove around that neighborhood, but we're going to see if there's any places we can stop to film here. The snow and the wind is going to make that difficult, but we did want to try this. We've been talking about it for years, of driving through here with a spirit box running. And there were, up by the lighthouse, there was a couple, I think it was definitely the word Christian. We heard earlier is probably a name. And then over there, I think it said a couple things. But we'll have to play it back. We'll timestamp any responses, and if you catch anything we missed, please feel free to leave a comment for us on YouTube. Anyway, that's going to do it. Greg Caggiano, and for Patrick Osborne, we will see you next time.